I'm not going to fly out a candidate again. I'll stick with Buffalo. Thank you very much.
So, yeah, she is a lot more civil.
Up from here.
Are you the Zoom team tonight?
No.
Welcome, everyone, to the February 24th, 2025 Town Board meeting. Would you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Councilman Waschinsky is excused tonight. And we will start right off with our public hearing for the property at 145 Ryder Road. I will open this public hearing at 6:31. If anyone would like to address the board, please step up to the mic, give us your name and address, and tell us your concerns.
Last time I sat, so it's good again.
That microphone pops out too, if that helps you. I'll pay you.
Is that, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Good evening. My name
Good
is
evening.
Danielle Johnson. I'm an architect at Crafted Concepts. Our office is right here in East Aurora on Main Street. On behalf of the owner at 145 Ryder, I'm asking for a special use permit for a fit out of a second floor of an existing building to make it a 1,300 square foot, 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. The existing building is located behind a single-family home on a 71-acre property. I'm sure you guys are
A
familiar.
71-acre
Acre property.
property.
Yep, it's a horse barn and cow barn. There's farming. It's like a large farm, so. The work on the second floor will include interior walls, casework, plumbing, HVAC, electrical systems, and a dedicated septic system. The application for the septic system has been applied for. It's in progress right now. We're proposing baseboard heat on the second floor. There's an existing boiler on the first floor that can handle the capacity for the second floor. There won't be any modifications to the exterior appearance or the footprint of the existing structure. As far as fire ratings and fire separation, we will be taking down the existing metal ceiling in the first floor and rating the underside of the structure and enclosing the stairwell up to the second floor, so there'll be that separation between the garage and the apartment. We also have egress windows in each of the bedrooms. So as part of this application that I presented to the planning board, we showed that we have the proper setbacks and widths to parcel off this property if necessary. So I appreciate you letting me come before you tonight.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right.
I do have a question. You indicated that the stairwell is going to be enclosed for that particular part of the house, that new addition. Is there also a separate entrance
There is a separate, well,
to that part?
you enter the garage and then you enter up a separate stairwell up to, within the garage, you enter in. If that was a requirement, we could do that. We
Okay.
could wall off if we wanted to.
Is it meant to be like an in-law apartment? Is it meant to be rented out, to a tenant?
What I was told that it would be like a farmhand or a caretaker to the animals, someone that works there and lives there.
And so they'd have their own separate bathroom, shower, things like that?
Yep.
So I guess the question I have is, does it make sense to have a separate entrance? Because 10, 15, 20 years from now, when the property changes, maybe that's a question for Liz, when the property changes hands, I don't know.
So this is a detached building. It's not attached to the existing house. And right now, to get into the apartment, you do have to go into the garage and then go up the stairs. So it is its own separate entrance. It has a separate entrance.
Oh, is the garage, the building is separate and the garage is a part of the,
Yeah, the garage is on the first floor. It's a separate building from the house. It's not attached to anything, but the first floor is garage and the second floor is the apartment, or the proposed apartment.
oh, okay, so the garage isn't part of the the resident, the existing residential?
Correct.
Okay, thank you so much. I didn't understand that. Thank you.
Do you have any other comments, Liz?
No, if you, I don't know if anybody had an opportunity to drive out to the property, but it's very difficult to see this building from the road if you're coming from 20A. You really can only see it if you're coming down off of Lapham. And they were able to create a a proposed conforming lot. There's even the ability to make that a little bit wider if necessary. And, it meets all of the code requirements that we have for an accessory dwelling, or for a dwelling group.
I'm sure that as far as the separate electric service and so on, that's all been taken care of.
Right.
Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just so you know, we won't be voting on that tonight, okay?
Yes.
We'll vote on that next meeting.
I presume we didn't get any letters or anything of the
We
sort?
got no letters, no communication whatsoever. All right, next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Oh, I'm sorry. And I'll close this hearing at 6:36. Next is the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes for the town board meeting on February 10th, 2025, and the abstract from February 24th, 2025, 2024 encumbered, and February 25th, 2025?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next is audience one, an opportunity for anyone to address the board on any item on the agenda. Please step up to the mic and give us your thoughts, if anyone would like to do that. Seeing no one, we'll move on to unfinished business. First is to set a public hearing. Can I have a motion to approve setting a public hearing to be held by the town board of the town of Aurora on the 10th day of March 2025 at 6:30 PM in the Aurora Municipal Center located at 575 Oakwood Avenue, East Aurora, New York, at which hearing parties and interested citizens shall have the opportunity to be heard on a proposal local law to rezone the property at 1342 Quaker Road, East Aurora, New York, from rural residential to C1.
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jim. Any comments or discussion? I just want to let everyone know that this is Mario's. I apologize for the confusion with the other public hearing, but, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a request from Martha. Can I have a motion to approve payment number 2 to Azar Design Company in the amount of $5,898.16 for professional services rendered from January 1st through January 31st, 2025 for the Cornwall Road Culvert Replacement? Funds will be dispersed from H75120.210.
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is the bid opening verification. Can I have a motion to approve the supervisor authorizing the award document confirming Oakville Construction as the lowest responsible bidder for the work to be performed for the replacement of the culverts at Church Street and East Fillmore in the amount of $1,557,548.02.
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? Dave's not here tonight. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Chuck, before we move on to new business, can we add a item about placement of those Narcan boxes?
Yeah, sure.
I'd like to make a motion to add HIJK, item K, for placement of the Narcan boxes, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Jim seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. Under new business, at the top of the list is Borderland. Can I have a motion to approve the temporary use permit for the Borderland Festival on September 12th, 13th, and 14th as written?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second?
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion? Jen, would you like to come up and say anything, or are we all set? Okay.
Yeah, don't blow it now, Jen.
Not the first time,
Oh, wait.
not the first time we've been down this road.
So anybody whose birthday is 9/12 gets in free?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is that yours? That is actually sure.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Any other comments or wisecracks?
I have a little of both. and
Specialize in those.
Maybe that's a question for Martha. I just, in my packet, I didn't see the insurance. Is that pending? Thank you.
We always submit that, in like August, because we don't get, we add to our policy all summer.
Yeah. Can I have a motion to approve? All in favor with contingent upon receiving the insurance certificate?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. Next.
Yeah, where are we going? So that's one of the big bands, man.
Next, we have from
Never
the
heard.
Lancaster Depew Soccer Club. Can I have a motion to approve a special use permit for the Lancaster Depew Soccer Club to hold the tournament on the dates as stated in the application?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion?
We've had this before. It sounds familiar. I
third-
just can't remember. Is it?
It's like the third year in a row. Yeah. It's a great venue for it.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a request from Dave. Can I have a motion to approve payment of invoice number 1066376 for $8,979.93, less a $300 credit, to pay for a new rear end for plow truck number 329. This was an emergency repair.
So moved.
Motion by Jim. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Plow truck's moving.
So we have another request from Dave. Can I have a motion to rescind town board action from July 8th, 2024, to purchase the 2024 Johnstone Butcher V65T street sweeper, and authorize the purchasing of the updated street sweeper as noted in the amount of $288,900.
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Joe second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion?
Oh, I'll discuss something. I understand this has a sucker on it to clear out the DIs, so
Yes, that's
it'll be
correct.
better than what we've had before.
Yes, it is. It's $20,000 more, but it's a much more versatile machine. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
It's a sand sucker.
Motion carried.
Oh, dear.
Next is the water rates. Can I have a motion to approve the increase in water rates for the private road/private lines customers as listed?
So moved.
Motion by Jim. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a budget transfer from Kathleen. Can I have a motion to approve the year-end budget transfer and amendments as listed?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? House cleaning. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is our planning board alternate. Can I have a motion to approve Ben Garvey to the Planning and Conservation Board, filling the vacant alternate position?
So moved.
Motion by Jim. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion?
Now, I think Ben is going to be a great addition to that board. He was very well prepared. He's put in the work, and seems like he has the right attitude for it. So,
Great attitude, and his mindset is, I think, just what the town of Aurora is looking for. I think he'll do a great job. Doug, anything you want to say, any comments or anything? Totally agree. Okay. Sure.
All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a request for Bridget. Can I have a motion to approve a request for our town attorney to approve a local law for the building code changes as noted?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion?
Yeah, I had a quick question about the third one. Liz, if you can help me with that? The other two made perfect sense, but the other one baffled
Okay.
me just a little.
Okay. For properties in the town that are either located in an agricultural district as defined by Erie County, of which we have District 5 in our municipality, or properties which have an agricultural exemption through the assessor's office, those properties are allowed to bypass bypass building permits for farm structures. They are required to seek a zoning verification permit. And the town has only granted zoning verification permits to properties that have ag exemptions or a proven agricultural land used in an ag district. Our code doesn't say that, however. That's been our practice and our policy in the office, but the code doesn't say that. So this code change would then reference that only those properties would be applicable for a zoning verification permit. And what that does is it allows the farmer to bring us their survey with the building marked on it and its distances from property lines and other structures and the size on there, and that's all they need to do. They don't have to provide construction drawings, stamped construction drawings. It has to be built to state code standards, but they're exempt from the permitting requirements.
I presume because people in agriculture put up sheds all the time or some sort of structure to cover their livestock or
Right.
whatever. So that makes
Right.
perfect sense. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and it also gives them a benefit of the fact that they don't have to pay for those stamped drawings, which can be, a pricey thing.
Excellent.
So, yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Any other comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next is something we discussed at the work session. Can I have a motion to approve a request for our town attorney to prepare a local law regarding a 6-month moratorium on changes in the zoning district requests?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Jim. Comments or discussion?
As we talked about in the work session, I think it makes sense. If we're spending the time, effort, energy on the comp plan, I think this goes along with that to ensure the fact that we're not tripping over ourselves down the line. So it's good common sense, I think.
Good. I agree.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, as we have upgraded our Zoom program and streamlined the process, it is no longer requires a person to do that. So can I have a motion to discontinue the live stream coordinator stipend?
So moved.
Motion by, is that Ray?
Right.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And K, the Narcan box location. I'll turn this over to Joe.
I just checked, and we are streaming, so that's good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, get rid of that. So I would ask for a motion to approve 3 locations for our Narcan boxes. Actual specific location to be determined. It'll be, the buildings we'll identify, but we'll work with Dave. He said his crew can install them. But locations would be Town Hall, Library, and Main Street, and I am going to propose utilizing that structure we just built, that rather large shed that we just built along the library, if that would work.
At the library.
At the library, exactly.
So one inside the library and one outside of the shed.
No, all of these will be outside. So they're available for access 24 hours a day, and anonymously was the second part of it. So outside, make that clear. Outside Town Hall, outside the library in the best possible location, and outside the West Falls Library. I would ask for a motion to approve those 3 locations.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Any other comments or discussion?
No, great work, Joe.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Really.
Well done.
We had discussed a needle collection. I'm not just sure that that's at one time. Joe, is that?
Well,
Given that any
we
further
talked
thought?
about it a little. The police station does pills, right, but not needles, or does neither?
Just pills, I think. Right?
We used to do medication, pill form or capsule. We no longer do that. There was a program with CVS that is no longer. The box was removed. Now we recommend people take them to their pharmacy. There are some other locations. I know Rite Aid has one. I believe CVS has one. I would be absolutely for a place to do sharps. We run into that a lot with people wanting to do that, and we send them, to pharmacies, hopeful that they'll take them. But it would really be a good program if we came up with a sharps. Just it's dangerous. You got to
Yeah.
be careful with it. But more and more people are using. It's not just illicit drug use, but diabetics. People are using the weight loss medications. There's a lot of needles out there, and it might be something to look into to have something like that.
All right, I already have the person I work with at the county, so I'll reach out for sharps. We had discussed pills, but those have to be in a secure location, because you leave that out somewhere, a pill drop off, someone's going to try and gain access to it, I would think.
Yeah, I would recommend even the sharps thing. I would
Yeah,
make
yeah.
it inside somewhere that only open during business
Yeah.
hours.
Yep, okay. Thanks, Chief. All right, so I'll work on that.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Any other comments?
Joe.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for that, Joe.
You're welcome.
Okay, under communications, I have the following reports, all from January 2025. I have the town clerk tax, the town clerk water, dog control, recreation director, work requisitions, the East Aurora Police Department, and the supervisor's report. Business from board members and liaisons. We'll start with Councilman McCann.
Thank you. One thing, just had the honor of participating in the interviews for the planning board alternate spot. And I'd like to thank, Doug and Chuck. I think we did a great job. And interviewed 3 candidates, and all of them could have been on the board, but Ben really set himself apart. So I'm happy about that. And I got a puppy yesterday, so that's it.
Oh,
That's what I got. What's that? A little cockapoo. Yeah, it came up from Kentucky. It doesn't have its rabies yet, so I won't have a license for 10 days yet. 4 months, fantastic.
Just don't bite any.
Do you have a name?
She is Josie, and I don't want to take a lot of time, but we argued viciously. I almost turned family against family, coming up with a name, and then we were driving down a Great Valley to get the puppy, and my wife turned it to 80s hits, and the first song that came up was, Josie's on a vacation far away. And we said, that's it. That's the sign. She's Josie. So,
Wow, all right.
All right, well, thank you very much for that, Joe.
certainly.
Jim?
Oh, thanks. Well, I didn't have anything to report, but Luke's not here, and just to give an update, there was the Climate Smart Community Task Force meeting that Ray was at as well, and maybe you can help me out with that. But there,
Go ahead.
yeah. So there was quite a bit accomplished. There's a number of projects that are, I think, going to get us pretty quickly to the silver status. And part of it is identifying ways in which we can make our public buildings a little bit more green. So that's one of the projects that I'm going to be working on through that. And having policies for town buildings, having policies for new builds as well. So
New build private projects or what? When you say new build, or new build municipal?
new builds within the town.
Private houses?
Sure. But yeah, so what I'm going to be working on is policies for
Limitations
government.
on
Pardon me?
private, you're going to put limitations above the code on a private property?
Nothing's been written yet, Chuck. So am I going to put limitations on them? I don't think I'm going to put limitations on, but I think that's worth something to discuss.
Okay.
It is okay. I think it's great.
Yeah, yeah, we had a list
I
of.
know you do.
What's that?
I know you do.
An arm's length long, and it was great to see the people going around the table volunteering their time in order to make that happen. And there's certain points for each project. And hopefully, if we get all these things together, that we will be able to get to silver status, hopefully by the end of this year.
Got something big coming up on Sunday at the high school.
I don't, I'm waiting for you to, are you done?
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And I know you probably haven't heard this, but the comprehensive plan open house workshop at the high school is this Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. It's in the cafeteria. There's also a boys basketball game going on at the same time. So get there early, get yourself a good
Yeah.
parking spot, and then, come in, hear about the plan so far and all the information that we have, and help us going forward to make this thing happen.
I might have gotten it wrong, but I heard this week, is Vampire Weekend playing at the high school as well Wednesday night?
What?
Did I mix things up? Oh, okay. That is the opening, that is one of the big bands at Borderland this year. So very excited. I don't know who's in charge of that, but very excited.
All right. And that's all I have.
Good, Ray? I'll just tag on to that too. Yeah, this Wednesday and all of the meetings here for the comprehensive plan are very important because we're discussing things such as sewer extensions, such as where to put solar, where the business development should go. Big things that will change and could change what the town looks like in years to come. So it is important that everyone can make it Wednesday nights, 6 to 8.
6 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously we want as much input as humanly possible. We don't want to force anything down people's throats, have a vision of what the town is going to be like in, 10, 20, 30 years. And the input from everybody is what's going to make that happen.
And I also just want to remind everybody that since we've gone to our new system regarding the Zooms, is the process, at least at this point in time, is you have to send a letter to the supervisor's office if you want to be Zoomed in. You can make the letter of what you want to say, or you can just say, I want to be Zoomed in tonight, and we will Zoom you in at your request. If we don't get that notification by noon, the day of the meeting, then we probably won't, just like we did tonight, probably not hook up the Zoom. So I just want to make everybody aware of that. Okay? Next, audience 2. Anyone want to address the board for any town concerns? Seeing no one, we'll go on to staff reports. We'll start with Chief.
We don't have a whole lot. It's that time of year where we're just trying to stay warm and stay on top of traffic enforcement and take the calls. Community policing's a little tougher in the cold weather, but I do want to add a little bit to Joe's Narcan stations. The Central Police Services has come up with what's called leave behind kits. They're little neoprene red bags that have Narcan in them, and they're called leave behind kits because when we go to calls that involve potential drug overdoses or are blatant drug overdoses, we can leave them behind to, subtly, encourage people to use Narcan and possibly save a life in the process, or hand it to the family member that's dealing with the addicted loved one, something like that. So officers will be carrying leave behind kits soon, in addition to the Narcan that they all carry currently with their duty bags. So there's more Narcan coming out with these leave behind kits. If anybody's interested, we're definitely we're always looking for part-time crossing guards. It's not always a sought-after position, but we do still have a few positions that we'd like to fill for not only school days, but special events. So if you know of anybody that maybe is home during the day or retired or interested, it's a great way to give back to the community and make a few dollars as well. And that's about all I have.
Should people contact the police department for crossing guard positions?
Yeah, they can contact the police clerk, Darlene Williamson, right at the police station, and she can get them hooked up with an application and explain the job to them and the heavy compensation that comes with it.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you. Liz?
Just one thing. Chuck forwarded an email to me today regarding from New York DEC regarding their freshwater wetlands program. The regulations changed January 1st, 2025. And so what we had traditionally been using to determine if a property had a New York State regulated wetland on it was a physical map. Either through their environmental resource mapper and the DEC's website or through the Erie County GIS. They mirrored each other. Well, they changed that, and so now they aren't using the map so much. They're using an informational only, and so now when you go to the DEC's website and you select the informational wetlands, the town of Aurora has significantly increased the number of potential wetlands that are regulated within the town. And so what that means is that for any projects that potentially come within a 100-foot buffer of those newly designated areas, and they're not designated, I said that, newly identified areas, the applicant or the property owner has to seek a determination, a jurisdictional determination from DEC first, so we can know whether or not that's a DEC regulated wetland. And if it is, then they have to get a permit if they're going to be impacting, either that wetland or within the buffer, or if they're not, then they can continue on with their project. So there's additional regulations that are also involved that have changed from last year to this year. There's another call coming up this week with respect to municipalities and their, compliance with these regulations. So Rich and I both will be taking that class or that meeting on Thursday afternoon, just so that we're aware of all of the things that we have to be aware of for future development. And that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Liz. Doug?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay. Paul? Brad? If you have a lot, would you step up to the mic?
Rod Simeon, Byberry Court. Just a question on the status of the in-law apartment code change. we have a case that's been carrying on
That-
for a couple months.
That was one of the three, Liz?
Today?
Yeah,
No. No, we haven't proposed that.
okay. Oh. So I guess we got to have another meeting.
Well, I mean, we've talked.
Are we at a final point where we can put
We-
something together?
We had a finalized version. I think we can talk about that at the next meeting and then get that to the town board for their discussion. We haven't given it back to the town board yet.
Oh, okay, so it's not been through to the town attorney for
No.
No.
anything like that?
No.
Not yet.
Okay. So it'll be at least one other meeting?
It'll probably be, if they send it,
Well-
they may send it to planning for their review and recommendation. So it could be a couple of months.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. And with that, and I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
State your name.
Right. Did you say Vampire Diaries or?
We had